I would like to show you another sample of a research card. So I was looking in the Roane State Library and I found a very interesting book. And in that book I found a quote. Now here, I've put a box around the word quote. However you want to designate that, it might be easier to highlight it, but this time I just decided to put, you can highlight or circle whichever one you want to do. I think our current card says to highlight it, which might be easier for you to do. But anyway, this is kind of an older card, okay? But I just want to show you how you can still, all the rules still apply, okay? So I found a really interesting quote from a book, and I'll just go ahead and read that to you. In the 1980s, notions about organized pedophilia enjoyed an ideological significance far beyond the real scale of any documented sex rings. So what this is saying is that people became so scared of the idea of pedophiles lurking in their neighborhoods, organized pedophiles, guys, gals, whoever, who are working together to essentially, exploit children. He's saying that the idea of these people far outweighed the reality, that these people really didn't exist as much as people just feared that they did. So I do say over here, Jenkins is saying that people became so frightened and fascinated by this idea, but that this activity didn't deserve so much recognition because such pedophilia rings didn't exist to the degree that people believed. So he's saying it was actually pretty rare that it actually happened. And this is a good perspective for me to include in my paper because, I do want to seem balanced. I mean, this guy's disagreeing with me, but I do want to recognize my opposition. So I fill in my parenthetical citation, Jenkins, his last name, and then this is an ebook, so I can easily see the page number from which this came. Okay. Now you might be wondering about these brackets here, and I just want to say that the quotation actually was a sentence. It was a capital N, and it was just a sentence. And I pulled that from the book, and in order for it to make sense, I kind of wove it into my own sentence and explained that he's talking about it in the 1980s. So anytime you have to add something in order for your quotation to make sense, you want to put brackets around it to let the reader know this was not a part of the original. Also, I made the N lowercase so that it would fit in my sentence. So I put brackets around that. Also, I didn't use the whole sentence. I left out a part of it. Therefore, I have the ellipsis, okay, the 3 dots, and I decided also to put that in brackets, just to let the reader know that the ellipsis was not a part of the original quotation. Oh, I realized something here. I forgot my quotation marks, so let me go ahead and add that. Alright. So anyway, that's what that would look like. Okay, notice I have the 3 dots, and I have a period, right? And then I have my ending quotation mark. So that would be a quote. And main idea, and then whether it's a counter argument or a refutation. So I'm going to call this discredited as moral panic. He just thinks that people are getting in an uproar about really nothing. And this serves as a counter argument because it disagrees with my perspective. Okay, also notice that I put that I found this in the Roane State Library. So make sure that you look up in the Prentice Hall Reference Guide how to set up a book that you've gotten from a library database, like an ebook. Okay. Now this may look a little bit different from what's in the current edition that we're using of the Prentice Hall Reference Guide, but you should follow what's in the Prentice Hall Reference Guide.